Chapter 9. Through the darkness and down the hill. Emma eased Serendipity away from Etruria, reflecting on Stoke-on-Trent's industrial past as she passed Garden Festival Park, a legacy of the 1986 exhibition that revitalised the city. The distant glimmer of Trentham Gardens and its popular lake brought a sense of balance between history and leisure to the region. As she continued along the canal, the towering remnants of pottery kilns and industrial sites stood as solemn witnesses to the canal's significance in days gone by. These historical markers seemed to watch over the waterways, quietly reminding her of the lives that had been interwoven with these canals for generations. But the journey took an unexpected twist, quite literally. While mooring Serendipity, Emma leapt onto the towpath, her foot landing awkwardly on the uneven ground, sending a sharp pain through her ankle. Wincing, she managed to secure the boat, realizing she'd need help for the next part of her journey. Frustration bubbled up inside her, as she wasn't used to feeling physically limited. Yet, she knew that canal life often demanded flexibility and acceptance of the unexpected. Emma recalled hearing about Narrowboat Crew online, a service John had created several years ago with the foresight of needing crew assistance as he got older. The online community allowed boaters to offer and request help, a lifeline for those in need on the canals. She hesitated at first, pride pushing her to try and manage on her own, but the throbbing pain in her ankle convinced her otherwise. After making contact through their website, Emma was relieved to receive a prompt response from James, an experienced local boater. He arrived quickly, his weathered face breaking into a reassuring smile. "No problem," James said as he examined her ankle. "Let's get you through Harecastle Tunnel and Heartbreak Hill. I've tackled them more times than I can count." Emma had always been curious about Harecastle Tunnel, an engineering marvel built in the 19th century and stretching nearly 3,000 yards. Now, though, it loomed as a daunting challenge. With her leg elevated, Emma felt a mixture of apprehension and awe as Serendipity entered the dark tunnel. The engine's steady hum echoed against the narrow water-streaked brick walls, with the boat's headlamp casting a narrow beam ahead. Inside the tunnel, it felt as though time had paused, immersing her in the weight of history. James's calm presence was reassuring as they navigated the long, dark corridor. Emerging into daylight on the other side, she felt a sense of relief, only to face another trial, Heartbreak Hill. Officially known as the Cheshire Locks, this 7-mile stretch of 26 paired locks was a relentless challenge. It was infamous for tiring out even the most seasoned boaters, as some locks were spaced too far apart to walk comfortably, but too close to justify getting back on board each time. With her injury, Emma knew she couldn't manage alone. James guided Serendipity with practiced ease, manoeuvring the ropes and lock paddles with a rhythm that spoke of years on the water. As he worked, he shared stories of canal engineers from centuries past whose designs were still in use today. The rushing water and the steady descent of the lock chamber were punctuated by his tales, drawing Emma's attention away from the pain in her ankle. Grateful for his help, she found herself absorbing the history around her as they moved from one lock to the next, the sound of water spilling into the chamber, mingling with James's soft voice. "You're doing great," James said with a warm smile, sensing her unease. "Don't worry, we'll get through this in no time." The locks of Heartbreak Hill seemed endless, yet James's confidence and skill made the journey feel achievable. Emma admired his calm demeanour, feeling a mix of gratitude and frustration at her own situation. She was used to navigating independently, and relying on James felt like a reminder of the vulnerability canal life could bring. As they completed the last lock in the flight, the late afternoon sun cast a golden glow over the landscape. Her ankle throbbed, but the satisfaction of conquering Heartbreak Hill was undeniable. They moored just beyond the bottom lock, short of Middlewich, and as they settled in, James prepared to depart, offering a final reassuring smile. "Take care of that ankle, and remember, you've got a whole community out here if you ever need a hand," he said, tipping his cap. "It's all about helping each other out." Emma thanked him, watching as he walked down the towpath until he disappeared from sight. The solitude returned, leaving her with a renewed sense of independence. She had come to rely on James for this part of the journey, but now she was back on her own, facing the open canals once more. Settling in for the night, Emma reflected on Jack's advice about the coming winter. He had mentioned the benefits of staying in a marina, where electricity, water, and a community of boaters offered comfort through the colder months. Anderton Marina in particular seemed to offer a perfect balance of convenience and community. She knew it was close to Northwich, where she could access shops for supplies and other amenities, and even had a chandlery and a restaurant on site. This accessibility added to the marina's appeal, making it an attractive option as she considered winter mooring. Yet, as she looked at the quiet open canal, Emma wasn't sure she was ready to give up the freedom of continuous cruising. A marina would offer security, but the call of the waterways still held a strong appeal. For now, the decision could wait. Winter was approaching, but there was time yet to enjoy the open canal. After preparing a cup of tea, Emma made herself comfortable and picked up her favourite book, All Boats Are Sinking Once More. The familiar pages offered a comforting escape and reminded her of the journeys shared by others who had faced similar challenges on the waterways. She couldn't help but feel a sense of kinship with the author's reflections, seeing parallels to her own experience. As the twilight deepened, she immersed herself in the author's words, finding a sense of camaraderie and solace. Though the path ahead held uncertainties, the stories in her book filled her with a renewed sense of hope and determination for what lay ahead.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this chapter, please give it a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more. There are plenty of chapters to come, so stay tuned for the next part of Emma's journey. Looking for more inspiration while you explore canal life? Why not try Audible? Listen to audiobooks on the go, like Emma does on her travels. Sign up for a membership in the description and enjoy thousands of books, including canal-themed stories and more. Happy listening! Please note, the Audible link is an affiliate link, which means I, the author, may earn a commission at no extra cost to you if you choose to sign up.